Hello and welcome to Speedgaming. We are continuing our Super Metroid Map Rando tournament with a match between mm2nescartridge and Osse. Both extremely good players. On commentary, I have Derp with me here and the Hockey Towner on tracking. How are you today, Derp?
Doing pretty good. Set it the clash of the admins, MM2 and Osse, both doing great work running the tournament, but now we will see which one can claim victory in the head-to-head. Of course, this is round 2 of the winner's bracket, so the loser will still be alive in the tournament. I believe they'll be moving on to play Oopla. And the winner won't have an easy road either. Actually, we'll be going to play Oats and Goats, one of the crowd favorites, I imagine. But we should be starting shortly.
So what do you think, which one of these is gonna be the favorite to take home this game?
I definitely think Osse is more favored than Map Rando, at least. We are seeing some divergence right away. MM2 a proud right goer. Osse actually finds a different area here right off the gate.
Yeah, looks like Team Left wins this time.
Left wins this time. We'll be finding this West Ocean here in Turian. There's a nice item we can check right away up in the Sky Missile, but it is a pretty tricky check, and I need to ride these trippers up to it. And there's a tricky wall jump in order to speed things up here. We're going to see from Earthworm Jim, Osse.
And screw attack.
Yeah, screw attack means that we aren't really able to progress. I guess there was no single item that would have given us progression, other than maybe Ice Beam for the Metroid room that we found. But the screw attack does open up towards Gauntlet for Osse and soon MM2.
And Osse immediately heading for that.
Yep. Unfortunately, it looks like MM2 did not hit the tight tripper wall jump, so we'll have to wait for the tripper to take the full cycle back. And there is our Varia suit. So Osse actually gets to go right now. We did see a heated room over there for MM2, and that's really all that's open for Osse once again. So pretty bottlenecked seed so far.
Absolutely. MM2 really needs to get this time. There we go. It's very costly time-wise to miss that jump, since you have to wait for those trippers, like you said.
Yeah, we actually we saw Osse do a crouch jump to the item. I believe Zeb popularized that, another very good map rando runner. But if you do a crouch jump and just shoot a little bit later than you would expect, you get to the item pretty consistently without having to worry about shooting the block earlier and then jumping to it. But MM2 was able to do it.
Meanwhile, Osse finding super missiles.
Super missiles, and now the Morph Ball. She explores a pretty branching path here in the parlor.
Soon they should be looking to go back to West Ocean for the super locked item there, since they have both Morph Ball and super missiles. And now they have power bombs as well, so all 3 or 2 of the big key items found for the early game that open doors.
Yep, having the supers and power bombs is really nice to have this early in the seed. Only 3 minutes for Osse to get both. MM2 is off somewhere else. I didn't see how he got here.
Interesting.
I think just continued down that path further than Osse did, I believe. But with these super missiles, we'll get to head over to the area where Osse is right now.
Also finding a save. That's always good. Where was the map of criteria? Did you? Oh, that's really. Did you see?
I believe the map was up, like towards the criteria power bomb, up at the top right.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. I didn't see. As we see, Ridley is holding a missile there at that Mission Impossible location.
That is definitely getting skipped once Ridley is dead. They do not want that missile by the time they can kill Ridley.
Yeah, probably not going to be something that the runners care about at that point. So we see Osse going down this path that MM2 was going down earlier, but this time with a bit more in the tank, having that morph ball and supers and power bombs. Now an E-tank, which is nice to have early.
Absolutely. Although with Warrior Suit it's not quite as nice as sometimes, but absolutely great to have, and I think this is gonna be the path to the map.
Looks like it. Osse gonna be checking this item first, but I believe the map is above him.
More supers, great.
It's always nice to find a bunch of supers packs early, just to make the bosses a lot more doable.
Meanwhile, MM2 is going back to the ship to save, and let's see if he is going to the West Ocean. Yes, we have a divergence here.
Yeah, I believe with the screw attack, the Metroid room that we saw earlier is in logic. And MM2 can also go down to the maze missile and the ocean missile. Unfortunately, just finding missiles here, so nothing good just yet.
Osse has found space jump and also found Pantoon in this area. Let's see. I don't think he's gonna fight this gear, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's a really awkward fight without missiles or charge beam. You have to use the supers, which will enrage Fantoon. And while Osse does have the screw attack to avoid the Fantoon enraged pattern, it's still a 5 super fight with a slow enrage cycle in between each shot. So yeah. Osse gonna poke around for more missiles first. There's some, so.
Now he's gonna fight Fantoon probably.
Yep, gonna get this tricky morph jump.
MM2 has the map of Turian. That was Dragon, I believe, in Turian.
Yeah, I didn't see whether that was Dragon or Kraid, but I did see there was a major going towards the little crevice at the top of West Ocean in this room down here.
Yeah, let's see what this is. This is absolutely something you can get right now. Ice beam.
That makes that Metroid room I mentioned earlier even more doable.
Oh yeah. And Osse now going for the Phantom kill. I believe Osse said yesterday that everyone who does a Phantom 2 cycle should be disqualified, so let's see how he does here.
Yeah, with just 5 missiles, this fight can be tricky. He's gonna go for a safe 3 round, it looks like. I believe Osse's hit 6 missiles so far. That's 14. You need to hit 19 missiles total before you can super, because the super does double damage, and Fantoon has 2,500 health.
This should... Oh, escapes.
Yeah. Could have actually let Fantoon off screen there for the 3 round, but opted to just go for a 4 round, and it's kind of unpunished with the the immediate fast pattern in round 4.
Great fight from Osse, and now we get to see what the map of Criteria holds for us. MM2 meanwhile collected some health and is now contemplating his options.
Yeah, I think MM2 is stuck down here. Yeah.
It has to reset.
So, yeah, kind of surprised he's not going back for the Ice Beam.
Maybe he's thinking that he's gonna pick it up once he comes back here for Dragon.
Yeah. Makes sense. I still may have gone back for it though, to be honest.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely a solid play to go for it, I think. Osse now coming back to the ship. Let's see if he goes after those majors he saw in the upper parts of Criteria. Looks like he's gonna spark. Yeah. And MM2 chasing after Osse here, going for that Criteria map and discovering Phantoon.
We'll see if MM2 wants to do this fight. Doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
No surprise there.
Yeah, there's no chance to die with this loadout, but it just takes forever.
Was there a major at the top of this for Osse?
Yes.
I assume that's why he's doing it.
Yeah.
See what we find.
Spring Ball.
It's nice. Still looking for a beam. Still have not. Well, Osse hasn't seen a beam. We have seen ice, but
this is what the Spring Ball unlocks. Osse, of course, immediately going for this other major.
Yeah, I guess the Spring Ball does, I believe, put this in logic.
Yes. You can get up here with a spark like Osse did, but you cannot make the final jump without Spring Ball or high jump.
Well, he gets very rewarded with this gravity suit.
So this is officially a baby seat now, I believe.
It's looking that way. Really just looking for more firepower, and then Osse's good to go.
We have also seen 3 of the 5 bosses, so this has quite the potential to be a jet scene.
Of course, Osse will need to go back for that Ridley, since he wasn't able to fight it yet without the charge beam or enough ammo.
Oh yes. MM2 decides not to fight Phantoon at this point and instead is returning to the ship. So he does not have the map knowledge of Criteria currently.
I think what MM2 is doing actually is he's going to pick up the missile over here and might actually just go back for Phantoon afterwards. And while he's here, can pick up that ice beam.
That's not a bad idea. A shame that he didn't find the missiles closer to Phantoon.
Yeah, I believe Osse found one going up the elevator.
Yeah, also I checked all the doors in the vicinity and found the missiles that way.
See if Osse wants to chase those 2 hollow dots. I believe it was an E-tank and a reserve that we found there, that MM2 reset.
Yes, it was energy. It looks like Dragon is blocking their path to Brinstar, but this is not a super good loadout for Dre either. It's doable for sure.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what is required to put Dragon in hard logic, but with this much energy and speed booster, it's definitely a doable fight for Osse.
Yes, both of them can easily do it. I think the amount of ammo required is quite a bit higher in hard logic, since I don't think speed booster kill is in hard logic at all. But these two do not have to follow the restrictions of the hard logic and can just kill the bosses and do whatever they want.
Yeah, there's not a lot else to do, so seems Osse just betting that all the ammo that he didn't pick up is enough to put this in logic and just going for the fight.
So a double boss fight here, mm2 fighting Phantoon and Osse taking on the shrimp that we cannot fry this time.
It is technically possible to kill Dragon with 3 sparks exactly. Each spark can do up to 2,000. Can do a little bit more than that if your spark is absolutely perfect, but getting 2,000 from a spark is usually as much as you can reliably get. Also, he's going for it, but not getting good patterns.
mm2 is getting trolled by Phantoon on the left as well, getting really long patterns there. A nice skill of Dragon from Osse. So Osse is now off to Brinstar. Still looking for Kraid. Looking for Mother Brain's location, but hoping not to find it until they have done everything else. They could also go for the major that is left here. Left here in Durian.
Osse going straight for that major. Not too surprising.
Yeah. Still want majors at this point. And mm2 has defeated Phantom and will gain the map knowledge now. And very likely is gonna head for the spring ball right after. So what do you think this major is gonna be that Osse is about to get?
Probably a beam. We haven't seen many of those, as mentioned.
I do agree. And since it's high jump. That's not a good item at this point.
I mean, it's still pretty good. Having the high jump for movement is really nice. But yeah, Osse's still looking for... Really wants to find a way to kill Ridley to go back and do that without having to explore all this way. It's like if Osse finds Mother Brain before being able to kill Ridley, then he has to go all the way back for Ridley to actually finish the game, which is really awkward.
Yes, traveling across the entire world is time consuming, and you do want to avoid that.
Yeah, that is one thing the high jump will be nice with, having that full movement with the... I guess it just has every movement item Osse does. So that's going to be really nice for this inevitable Ridley backtrack.
Is Ridley in Meridia? We are about to find out if he's taking a vacation in the seaside.
If Kraid, you mean?
Ah, Kraid, yes, of course, we know where Ridley is.
Could be.
Let's see what we have here.
A lot of majors. Kind of awkward to get to, actually.
Yeah, all are in annoying places, especially the top left one. Let's see if Osse decides to go for it.
Yeah, there are 2 majors, one in a sand pit and one that you would need to go down the other sand pit to access. Just actually kind of awkward. But Osse is basically charge beam from go mode, so he's gonna go check both. Checking this hollow dot as well. I'm surprised he didn't get the hollow dot at the top right of this room through the door into Terminator, I believe that room is.
Possibly intends to get it on the way back.
That would make sense. Check the majors first, and if you're still looking for ammo, then you can go ahead and do that.
Meanwhile, MM2 going to get the gravity suit. MM2 opting for the springboard jumps to get up here. The springboard jump to the previous platform actually not in hard logic since it is considered too tight, but MM2 being very good at the game of course can do it and had no trouble with it.
Gets rewarded with that gravity suit, but fortunately still just kind of has to follow Osse here. There really isn't anywhere else to go for MM2. Just has to go back through Dragon to Brinstar.
Yeah, Dragon needs to go the first divergence. We can look at this if MM2 decides to go for Brinstar over Meridia.
There's a nice super. Osse actually not going for the major at the bottom? Okay, he's going back. No, he's not going back. Yes, he is.
Olle is going for it, yeah.
He's going through the other way. Can actually go down the Decora room with the speed booster. Doesn't need to jump down another sand pit.
And the major that Osse picked up, the grappling beam, basically useless at this point unless they are specifically locked by the dance room.
Even then, Osse is definitely capable of doing ice clip. So.
True. MM2 taking on Dragon, looking for a speed booster kill here as well. Switches to ammo after the first charge.
It's actually kind of low.
Yeah, this is looking scary. Luckily he has gravity, so he can relatively easily farm up to full, and with screw attack he should be safe. Osse meanwhile picking up the other major, which was X-ray, and that's not something he wanted to see. Now he's going to climb back up.
Yeah, Osse is being really thorough with these ammo pickups. Got both the missiles at the top of Aqueduct and even went down the sand pit for 2 more missiles. So this does tell me that Osse is really thinking about just going back for Ridley as fast as possible.
MM2 took another hit and is down to 20 HP and no ammo left. This is quite scary.
Oh my goodness, getting no drops from these goos. What's really rough for MM2 is he's in health bomb range, so he can only get health drops at the moment. Like you have to get above 50 in order to... There's a nice amount of health. But you have to be
there we go.
Once you fall below 30 health, you have to get to above 50.
Nice.
Nice kill. Have to get above 50 to get ammo drops again. Otherwise, it'll just only drop health.
And Osse decides to skip the other major that was at the north of Meridia.
Interesting. Well, we'll be going this way. No way to get through the right-facing gate from the left. That's a really hard spring wall jump, by the way, what Osse just did. That little bounce up the pre-spazer room with the bomb block broken. It's really tight.
Osse wants the map of North on the hunt for Grade and Charge Beam. Map is quite far away.
I was gonna say the tube takes Osse towards that direction, but it kind of took him too far. It's actually gonna go back up. Check this right door first, see if this goes down. It might.
Yeah, this direction looks good. MM2 meanwhile going to meet up with some Metroids here. Still chasing after also no diversions so far. So finding some more supers at Big Pink. And now the map is quite close.
We are getting pretty close on Osse's side to not needing charge, actually. So a few more missiles and like one more super pack would be enough.
With the power bombs, this is technically enough, isn't it? But you really don't want to power bomb.
It's enough for Ridley, but power bombs don't damage Mother Brain, who, speaking of which, is hiding in Norfair.
Yes.
But yes, this is enough to fight Ridley. So I assume once Osse checks all these close ammo checks and hollow dots, we'll probably just head straight back, I would imagine. See if he wants to go check this room on the right, or on the left. I believe this is through attack.
Should be, yes. The other option I think Osse has is that he goes for Great Hunt in Brinstar and then returns to Great Area. I think that wouldn't cost him any time.
Yeah, I think I like that play, actually.
There's the possibility of picking up some better ammo on the way. MM2 at the map of Maridia, now facing the same decision Osse faced. We now know that going after the two majors at the bottom is a mistake. MM2 decides to go for them.
Yeah, we'll see if MM2 decides to check the top left major in this area, which Osse elected to skip, at least for now. A couple more hollow dots going up for Osse, but the one here in Wreckship Main is a power bomb, I believe, we saw from MM2, and the other one is all the way across East Ocean, which is a little bit annoying.
Power bombs yet again.
Yep.
At the moment, Osse has quite a substantial lead. And what do you think? How does MM2 come back to this game? What needs to happen?
I mean, it's pretty tough from this position. Osse just figured out the early game a lot faster, and there isn't a lot of divergence left. I think the biggest thing MM2 can do is find charge. Like, if MM2 finds charge and another beam for a fairly comfortable Ridley and Mother Brain kill, then you can skip a lot of these ammo checks we've seen from Osse. But the majors are not great in this seed. There's a lot of them that are pretty far away.
Yeah, and having gravity and warrior earlier does reduce the value of majors. Since at that point you're no longer that excited to have spring ball, you're not that excited to have high jump. You don't want bombs, probably. Osse now at the Brinstar map and is about to discover the location of Raid, I believe.
No, Kraid is deeper in. Somewhere in Wreck Ship, it looks like.
One more to go. Major's here as well. Let's see what he decides to do.
I would assume Osse goes to Wreck Ship and checks a few holodots on the way. There was one right next to the climb. You can get pretty quickly, and then I think there was another headed over to Wreck Ship. More power bombs, though. We have seen a lot of those.
And I see this being evil. Evil with this, the extra power bombs at this point are completely worthless. They have no purpose whatsoever.
They really do not. See if this item in Cathedral is anything. Another E-Tank is okay, but not good. Again, with both suits and this much energy. E-Tanks are also not very useful.
Yeah, they're not quite as bad as power bombs. With the quality of these players, we're not expecting that they need any extra energy to have safeties.
Well, looks like Osse's checking a few more. Oh, there's a major over here. I actually didn't see this.
Yeah, this is pretty close to the wreck ship entrance. Finds the best beam in the game.
Yeah, not bad. But without that charge beam, still not super useful.
And with the
At
amount
this point,
of...
basically all the majors left are beams. We've seen so much.
Yeah. And since we have skipped 3 majors, I believe, the chance to find charge at this point is quite low. Meanwhile, MM2 has reached the north, has picked up the grapple and X-ray just like Osse did, and is heading the wrong way if he wants the north map. So things are not looking great here.
This might loop back into where the map was. I don't remember exactly what the area looked like. Well, it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I don't think it looped. I think the map was at Big Pink or quite near it.
Yeah, the map was, I think, a room off of Big Pink. I don't know if you're still going to follow this, but... There was a major over here, I know that.
That could be good for MM2. Well, there is one major on the way to grade. Speed Booster Hall.
I guess I'm mistaken. The major was not on this path. It is over in this general direction, but this is just Mother Brain and a way out of Mother Brain.
Yeah, that is the way the aim seats usually work. Let's see what Osse finds here. Of course, it's the bombs.
Oops, so the majors we skipped are the rest of the beams.
Yeah.
Osse really wants like one more super pack would make this. I think he technically needs one super and then this would be enough missiles, but it is kind of a tight mother brain fight.
There's a quite a lengthy backtrack to read this, so I think he's gonna do some checks on the way.
Would need 30 more missiles if he doesn't find a super, so we are seeing Osse go a little bit out of his way. Just getting that one missile behind grade.
MM2 has reached Big Pink and about to see the map of Northern. Then we can see what he decides to do regarding the majors in this area.
The checks here aren't great. I don't know if you want to go check GT for a hollow dot. Doesn't look like Osse does. There's one over here, though. It is a super.
Yeah. That's nice. Have to fight GT for it. Or BT, I mean, but that's gonna be a quick fight. Super missiles.
Yeah, you will definitely take this fight for the super in Osse's position.
So what do you think? Is Osse gonna go for it with this ammo, or is he gonna hunt for more still?
I think Osse will keep picking things up on the way, but this is enough ammo, so you aren't gonna go too far out of your way for anything. Osse is very good, as it turns out, so probably will most likely not need the extra ammo.
I do agree. MM2 is gonna head out of Norfair, it seems.
Yeah, as chat is pointing out, if you want to roll a map rando seed yourself, you can just go to maprando.com. It's where all these seeds are generated.
Also, if you are new to Super Metroid, you don't have to be afraid of these scary tricks. There are plenty of difficulties for you to choose from, and the easiest are definitely beginner friendly and do not require any specific tricks to complete. This tournament is being played on hard difficulty, and the players here showcasing these tricks are very experienced Super Metroid and Randomizer players.
Plenty of difficulty options, and even though the tournament is already underway, there's still plenty of practice races going on in the Map Rando Discord. So if you want to get your competitive fix, that is still an option.
Everyone is free to join. Join those practice races, there is no requirement. Also, it does pick up a missile pack here still.
Yeah, I think that was enough on path that it's fine. It is a bit of a slow check. It was a powerbomb door, which is kind of slow to open. Just because you have to wait for the whole powerbomb explosion. But
at least you don't have to farm up the full since the ship is on the way to Ridley.
Yeah, that is really nice. We'll be able to use all his ammo on Ridley and refill again as well.
Oh yes. MM2 doing some interesting routing here, going reverse amphitheater, which is not bad with the gear he has.
Yeah, with both suits and full movement items, you can get through with Only about 200 energy lost. I think less than that, because I don't think MM2 is full health entering the room. Osse passing back to Ridley now. Down here in Parlor, I believe Ridley was. There was a missile behind Ridley. We were talking about how they would not care, but I wouldn't be surprised if Osse actually goes to get it.
Yeah, my bets are also on him picking it up.
Yeah, even without 30 missiles, this is still going to be a very quick fight for Osse. Ridley's already more than halfway down. Just to fire off the rest of the supers. Although actually wants to save one, I believe, if he does want to check that missile, because it is gated behind a super block. Ridley could troll him with the drops.
And that missile is gone.
Yeah, as I say it, he shoots it off anyways, so hopefully it doesn't get trolled.
Meanwhile, on the left, MM2 has found the map of Brinstorm. Let's see what he decides to do. And yeah, Osse going for that missile.
Yep. Got, I think, 7 super drops from Ridley, even skipped one. Vanilla runners hate him. Gets so many drops when he doesn't need them.
Yeah, map rando does have boosted drops, but it's only on respawning enemies, so that was quite lucky. Ridley hopefully is not gonna respawn on us.
That would be problematic.
Osse has finished.
Go ahead.
Osse, having finished all the objectives, is now going for Mother Brain. Still picks up these missiles and is about to finish the game.
We'll take a. Osse has a Zeb skip with the Ice Beam, so we'll be able to get through the Zebs without using any ammo. But it will be 36 missiles to break the glass and kill Mother Brain 1, and then Mother Brain 2 with the double super damage in map rando will take 30 supers, and each 5 supers you're missing, you'll need 30 missiles. So in total, Osse will need 66 missiles and 25 supers. As you can see, has plenty of extra.
And having found the map of North earlier, he knows exactly where Mother Brain is. Can just go straight for the fight.
Yep. Pretty straightforward. As we saw from MM2, there's only one way in and one way out, so... At least through this area, the escape is very straightforward.
MM2 finds the map of wrecked ship and now sees Kraid. Still has to kill Ridley to catch up to Osse.
We were mentioning the way MM2 could potentially come back was, you know, finding that charge beam, but unfortunately MM2 really just ended up doing pretty much the same things that Osse did in terms of checks, so... was never able to find the charge, so I was also just hunting for ammo, but we'll be getting the bad news shortly, as Osse is only a few minutes from completion.
The escape is gonna be around 2 minutes, I think. But unfortunately for MM2, I don't think there's any chance Osse is gonna fail the escape.
I think Osse can fail the escape once and still probably has enough time to do it again, unfortunately, for MM2. Yeah, with all those extra missiles Osse picked up on the way, ended up being a pretty comfortable Mother Brain fight, honestly.
MM2 has killed Kraid and probably is gonna head to Ridley now. Also should be confident in his ammo situation, but probably will not have the time to reach Ridley by the time Osse has reached the ship.
Kind of unfortunate MM2 actually dodging the one hollow dot through the fast pillars, I believe. That's where Osse got that super bomb Teresa. So, gonna be a painful skip, but again, with how close Osse is, I think MM2 will not be feeling the ramifications of that skip. It's always awkward to do this backtrack a second time. You know, Osse had to go back for Ridley and then has to go back again for escape, but it does help. You're seeing Osse doesn't need the pause, has already done this trek and knows which way to go.
Yes, well, the timer of the escape does not roll during the pause. The actual timer, your opponent keeps playing while you are looking at the map, so you want to minimize the amount of the time you are spending looking at the map.
The universe does not pause when you're looking at the map, unfortunately.
Absolutely. So the ship is this next room, I believe, so we have a GG here.
Osse finishes in first place with an official race time of 46 minutes and 54 seconds. And MM2, still a boss and plenty of ammo behind, does decide to forfeit. So Osse takes game one. This is a best of 3, though, so we still got at least one more game coming up right after this. So we will take a quick break. I believe they've already started the next race on a 10-minute delay, so it should just be a few minutes, but we will be back shortly. Hey. Welcome back to game 2 of this best of 3 between Osse and MM2. I am lagging quite a bit. This will hopefully be solved during the race, but I am Derp, joined by NZT. How you feeling for the game 2?
I am excited for this game 2. Osse took game 1 quite convincingly, but I think MM2 is gonna put up a fight this time. I think he's gonna give it everything he has.
Yeah, Osse was a fairly linear and a fairly quick seed, and Osse was able to figure out the early game quite a bit faster than MM2, but we'll see. Osse now using another new sprite with the links.
This is one one of the cursed sprites, and once again they choose to go different ways at the start, and as always, right is right.
Well, we saw Osse rewarded for going left last time, but nature is healing. We get to see the balance as MM2 goes the right way and is rewarded this time. So with that speed booster, we'll be able to go up to the top right of landing site. MM2 even going to go for the long spark for maximum health drain. A little bit scary, but actually nothing to do up there.
Interesting.
Well, you could actually check the door on the bottom, which is what Osse's going to go do.
Only way to go.
Yep.
Unless you want to check gauntlet door, but the problem with the gauntlet door is that there's no guaranteed way to get back. So
I don't think you can actually make it with only one E-tank, or without an E-tank rather. Osse actually got hit by the crab on the way out. That's a little bit unfortunate, but not losing too much progress.
Yeah,
just gonna be headed right back.
He knows where to go and can go right back, but for now, MM2 takes the lead.
Yep, a slight lead for MM2. So he's gonna check this, the Edikun power bomb, which is a power bomb. So that opens up the rest of this area if MM2 wants to go up. And given that's where the map is, I wouldn't be surprised, but looks like MM2's going back down for now at least.
I think he's just gonna take a save.
It's not unreasonable. Could also decide to check gauntlet. But no, like you said, just taking the save.
We also have a change in our tracker. Thank you for the Hakutowner for tracking the last game. Now we have Square Waver on the tracker.
And of course, shoutouts to the trackers. Without them, we would not be able to restream these lovely races. I also found Spazer and Space Jump, it looks like, over in one of the doors here at the Green Brinstar elevator. MM2, meanwhile, actually just went up the elevator, headed towards the map.
Where MM2 is going is looking like a dead end, but he could end up finding the map going this way.
Unfortunately, didn't quite have enough health to make it through that jail item. So now MM2, after finding nothing immediately, gonna be headed over to Gauntlet, but it does mean it might be a while before he finds Spazer and Space Jump.
This is gonna be out of logic unless he can spot back, and there is plenty of room.
Well, he's got power bombs. He has the power bombs in logic. But does hit a dead end, so we are headed back.
Osse contemplating crossing Forgotten Highway, does not want to.
Yeah, as Shep pointing out, we aren't getting game audio from either runner at the moment. Hopefully we can get that fixed. It'll just be a quiet race. Our nice little Super Metroid background music. There are worse things to be listening to, of course. Osse actually going to be taking the space jump across the acid snakes, but unfortunately doesn't have a missile yet. The only missile we've seen was over by Gauntlet. I don't know if he has enough health to get back.
He is dead.
Oh no, I don't know where Osse saves. It looks like it was all the way down here before getting Morph, I believe.
Both players are taking some resets here, but this is still the early game, so this is not that bad time-wise.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world, and Osse knows where all the goods are here in Green Brinstar elevator. So we'll just be able to go straight down to that Morph and then over to the Space Jump and Spazer, which we saw MM2 pick up. But yeah, kind of awkward early game for both runners at the moment.
MM2 is gonna take a shot at this Mount Everest again, looking for the map.
Yeah, it's not guaranteed MM2 will be able to get back though, which is kind of scary. We might end up seeing another reset. MM2 actually going all the way to the right, checking this door.
There we go.
Yeah, here's our map station. Again, we'll see if we're able to actually get back out of it though.
There is another problem here as well.
It turns out the map was not on. So MM2 gonna need a way to actually damage Fantoon.
Also, without a way back, do you even want to fight Fantoon and reset the kill for the map?
Yeah, you can technically get back by charging a spark there in that invisible bridge and then sparking up.
But how do you get back up Mount Everest?
Yeah, you can't get back up Mount Everest, so... yeah, MM2 hits another dead end. The wave gate room can't do that from that side without a super missile or wave beam, so...
Meanwhile, Osse found another missile door.
The seed is not being nice.
The only one enjoying this are probably us and the viewers. So it looks like you are supposed to go up Main Street. See if Osse agrees.
Yep, there is the other door up here. Osse gets it first try, of course.
Of course.
That jump is very tricky, but it is also not the answer. We just see a missile refill, and not much else to do here.
Also, that missile refill, that was underwater, so he can't spark for the spark item here. Interesting. Where are we going?
Yeah, it was a super door across the sand room, right?
Yeah.
Unsure.
Osse is gonna go save the progress so he can do something risky.
Yeah, I would imagine we see MM2 headed back this direction as well. I don't remember exactly what was over here other than the missile. We'll see if MM2 is able to get back from this. I guess that's where the missile leads. Can finally open that missile door. And MM2 actually just going to go straight... Not going to go straight back for it, actually.
Right, you're absolutely right. That missile is going to have to be a progression item here.
Yep, Osse hits the same dead end MM2 did. I'm really surprised MM2 didn't go back for that missile after hitting that missile door. There's so few places left to go.
Unfortunately, once again, it looked like Osse is going to be a bit faster figuring out the early game. But we will see.
Osse is very good at figuring out the logic for these seeds. Definitely something that he is pretty well known for, I would say.
Having been offering the logic, one would assume that he he knows it pretty well.
That is true. He was a big help in the creation of the logic that we are using for this tournament. But now with those missiles gets to explore some new ground. We find the X-ray hallway, which is doable with that space jump. But we're gonna check the other door first. I think this might lead back towards Wavegate. Well, we won't find out now.
Everything is locked at the early game, so is Osse gonna farm this for a bit? Yeah, he wants five missiles. It's important to have 5 missiles at this point, because if there's a red door at the end of this.
Picked up this power bomb here at the morph tunnel in Mount Everest. I don't think he has enough health to get back out though. Or enough jump height rather.
Yeah, there's no way you can get back up to the top left here.
Yeah, I need high jump for that, unfortunately.
Osse found grapple beam, which puts Mount Everest in logic, so that's where he will be headed once he's done exploring this area.
Yeah, it looks like MM2 is just gonna commit to this Fantoon fight for the map, which unfortunately won't give him a whole lot. We're already seeing so much of the map done for Osse.
Osse finds the G4 room. If he wants to, he can spark up this room to see what's beyond, but let's see if he goes for that.
Yeah. This is a very easy room to build up a spark. It is a little bit tricky to get the spark up. You need to line up in the correct spot, but I didn't even think about the diagonal there. Osse's maybe smarter than I am, but unfortunately only gets a save for his troubles.
Learning some new things here while commentating. This is great.
I mean, that's the other thing Osse's known for, just having all the weird tech. MM2 is going to get that missile. Sorry for interrupting. I believe that's what you were saying.
Yeah, MM2 took a reset there. Did not want to fight Fantoon and is re-picking up those missiles. Super missiles, that is good information.
Yeah, good, but doesn't look like they're accessible yet.
Yeah, you're gonna need super missiles to get those.
That's kind of awkward because we seem to be a little bit out of the way. I don't know if Osse's going to be getting back here. So that's one super pack that he really just won't find.
So the logical options we have right now are the two Mount Everest doors, the middle top one and the top right one. So Osse is probably heading for those two.
Yeah, it's looking like the next logical step after that is probably going to be the gravity suit to check the other bottom doors. That'll get you to the map and to Fantoon.
We haven't seen any entrances to other areas either, I believe.
Yeah, that's another thing that made those supers really awkward. Like, it looks like once you leave Criteria, you're probably not coming back. It looks like there's probably only going to be 1 or 2 exits out. But we'll see. There's still plenty of map we haven't seen here in Criteria.
MM2 following Osse's footsteps and going to end up discovering the same thing Osse discovered, that There is the grapple beam here, but not much else.
Yeah, I think Osse still has to save over on the side of this area in the up the G4 elevator. So it's going to be a bit of a backtrack back out of this. We'll see if Osse wants to fight Fantoon for the map knowledge, which would be nice, but
it makes
again, no way out of it. Actually, no, he can't get out of it with
he can get out, yeah. But he needs to use the tube to get up the tube room. So it's a one shot. Of course, Osse can do it, but
actually, I don't know if the tube gets you high enough, like through this crevice. And also, you have to break the tube to get to Fantoon. Because it's in the bottom door.
Oh right, then you cannot do it. If Fantoon was in the middle door, then you could.
Yeah, Osse sees that and isn't going to bother. Just going to use the grapple beam to get back up.
mm2 about to find the save, which is of course nice to have.
Hey, there's another save. So the top middle door is the answer. But with that save, Osse actually feels emboldened enough to check the map, yeah.
Let's see if he wants to fight Fantoon for it.
Nope.
Does not. He has explored such a large portion of great area, so I do not blame him.
Yeah, the map doesn't really have that much left to show. Would have been nice for this room, though, as it turns out.
Oh, we have a major. You were right about the gravity suit.
Yep, and now I think the decision to go to the map is a little bit more straightforward, since you have your way back out with the gravity.
Interestingly, gravity is the red suit on Link. What do you think about that?
I was never a big Zelda player, so my thoughts... I don't have a ton of thoughts about it, but isn't the red suit the heat suit in Zelda? Like it lets you go through heated areas? Like the volcano in Ocarina of Time?
Yeah, it's in Ocarina of Time, the red suit is the heat suit. In A Link to the Past, there's no heat, so the red suit is the first one you will find. It looks a bit weird on Super Metroid.
I don't know, Ocarina of Time is the only Zelda game I put significant time into playing, so... That's a really nice air Doppler, by the way, from Osse.
Amazing.
Yeah, no supers for an easy finish, but still looking like this could be a 3-round here. Also, yeah, the rare left mid. Chat pointing out.
DLC pattern.
It's like a 1% chance to happen. Yeah, nice 3-round for Osse.
About to find out what's going on in Criterium. mm2 meanwhile heading back.
20 minutes in, we will finally get to see the rest of Criteria. There is a major over there behind Wavegate, but no super to actually get through.
There is a
crate, I believe, was up there.
Yes, and there is a miner on the way to crate, which might be that super missile we are looking for.
There's also a major item in the main street at the Spark location. which Osse can get with the gravity suit now. And yeah, there's our super missiles, so Osse can go back, check that wave gate. Gonna be fighting Kraid first, it looks like. Although, you can get through with gravity, or with grapple, through the pants room.
Yeah, he should have no trouble getting there.
Yeah, actually can just go under pants room, doesn't need to bother with it.
Interestingly, does not go for that miner.
Yeah, I assume he's picking it up on the way out.
Yeah, that has to be it. You definitely want to be picking them up still at this point in the game.
MM2 went up to where gravity is, but didn't go in the room yet. I believe it was just the bottom left door that had the gravity suit. So unfortunately, MM2 kind of going everywhere else at the moment.
Yeah, but let's hope he picks up the gravity before the super missiles at least. If he picks up the super missiles and goes on a tangent to open all the green doors without taking gravity, then we are in big trouble on the MM2's side.
Yeah, it looks like MM2 might end up going over to Kraid. Fortunately for him, the hollow dot over here is not a super missile. It was, I believe, an E-tank for Osse.
Yes.
But yeah, might get baited into exploring these empty rooms behind Kraid, which is a little unfortunate, but I think after that we'll probably check both of the doors on the bottom left of Parlor. So we'll probably get the supers and the gravity, which will actually make the Fantoon fight a little bit nicer.
MM2 about to fight Kraid. No supers on his side, so he misses the quick kill. It's not a big time loss. However, should go down rather quickly, and also finds the screw attack.
Yep. So that was the major hiding behind Wavegate. Not the best, but definitely a nice item to have.
Yeah, with space jump it can make traveling this seat quite nice.
Yep. So Osse just going to be heading back to Main Street, checking the one last major here, and then 24 minutes into the seed, we are finally leaving Criteria.
Yes, off to Meridia, which is north of Main Street. MM2 luckily decides to not go too deep in the direction that has absolutely nothing. Gets a nice short charge there, and
oh, there's actually a Ridley here. I didn't notice that earlier.
So the same situation as the last seed, that you want to kill it as soon as possible, but you can't. MM2 with their supers.
Going to be helping Osse a lot here, get through this worst room in the game. Luckily has, once again, basically all the movement items with high jump, space screw, and speed booster. So, even though this room is kind of scary for a runner of Osse's caliber, this is a pretty comfortable loadout for it, and he is able to make it through.
MM2 picking up their gravity suit.
Also checking down here, I think this was just a missile. Yeah.
Yeah, without the map knowledge, you just have to check these things, or go for the map.
Yeah, I think we'll see MM2 go for the map now. Just wanted to check every room in this area before leaving.
Osse is going quite a bad direction if he wants to reach the map, but it looks like this one of the troll map locations again, where you just can't get to the map no matter where you seem to go.
Yeah, I didn't see which direction the map was in this area, but Osse did find that nice health refill, which was quite helpful as he was less than half.
Yeah, the map is to the top right, so he's probably looking for a save so he can reset back to it once he gets the map. If there is nothing that way. mm2 also with the amazing air Doppler there.
Another really good air Doppler. Not quite a 2-round, unfortunately, but Ventune's very close and is nice this time once again. Gives the fast for a quick 3-round.
Very nice fight from mm2.
Well, Osse was not able to find a save, so he's just going to be taking the trek back and exploring up to the map to the best of his ability.
Well, mm2 is gonna have the advantage of having supers right now that he is here, so he can go for the wave gate super immediate, or wave gate major immediately.
mm2 will be able to get that, and then the high jump, and then be fairly close. Still a few minutes behind. Osse finds another health refill.
Osse is quite low on ammo, so I would rather have one of those, but that's what he wants to see at least.
Well, this looks like it's going to lead to the map for Osse. But it's going to be a little bit silly. We're going to wrap around at first.
There we go. So what is in the Meridian?
Not a lot. We've got the one major all the way down through... Could potentially be 2 majors because it's a double item. But that's all the way down towards the Decora. Down Red Tower, it looks like.
And you do have to fight Botwoon if you want to go there, so...
Yeah, I'll see... Well, I think this path also connects to Red Tower.
Oh,
yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, the nice thing about Red Tower, there are a lot of... it has a lot of doors, so...
Yeah.
A lot of ways to get there.
The other thing we saw on the map was that there are 3 additional sectors connecting to this one, so once Osse is done here, he's gonna have to make a choice between the 3.
This is scary for MM2. Only entered the room with like 200 energy.
Does not get a health drop.
It doesn't get a health drop either, but still makes it.
Great.
Scary though.
Really, really scary.
Osse gets the ice beam, it sounded like. I didn't actually see, I just heard. I didn't pick up.
Just the ice beam at the bordering hole.
That's all the tier in terms of majors and bosses. I think there were a couple area transitions on the left. But yeah, Osse double checking the map, but there is not much else to see here, and they'll be headed, I think, over to the wrecked ship was the area on the left.
Wrecked ship also is the smallest sector, so it makes sense to explore first. I think Osse is going for these items at the blue pirate shaft, and yes, he's going for them.
MM2 actually did go straight to the map of this area, so made up some pretty significant ground on Osse, actually. Was like 4 minutes behind entering Meridia. Now he cut out that big, like, 1.5-minute trek Osse did all the way across Coliseum.
There was nothing there, basically.
Yeah, Osse's gonna have to go back anyways, because that's where the portals are, but... yeah, good time save for MM2, catching up a little bit.
And MM2 also going for the watering hole ice beam. Also is showing us some swag over there. Falling through the speed blocks with the blue suit.
That's another trick that's really difficult. I've had to do it in a... not had to, but I've had the situation come up in arcade a few times, if anyone remembers when that was really popular. It is a very difficult thing to do, though, getting through those speed blocks like that. There are actually 3 areas over here.
Interestingly, Osse does not take the save here.
Oh, going up to Turian, it looks like. This is also a smaller area. Of course, the areas are organized by room counts, somewhat at least. The smallest areas will have the least number of rooms. The smallest areas in the vanilla game, that is. So Turian and Rex Ship will be smaller than the others.
Out of the areas, Norfair is by far the largest since it combines both Upper and Lower Norfair. Also
double power bomb here. Not really what you're hoping for, but won't need to worry about power bombs anymore, at least.
Definitely. MM2 with their ice beam on the way back as well. Let's see if he takes the exact same route Osse did, or if he goes for these miners on the way.
I didn't see if Osse did it, but he might go straight across for the 2 items at the top of Green Pirate Shaft.
Yeah, Osse did do the exact same thing. They were a reserve tank and an E-tank, I believe.
Okay, that would explain how Osse got so much energy. This unfortunately requires you to go through this slow shack tool room. I remember seeing Osse do this.
At least the right to left is a bit faster than the other way.
True. Those snails are a little bit quicker than Shack Tool at doing Shack Tool's job, as it turns out.
Don't bother Shack Tool, it's doing its best.
Best is so slow, though. Surely we can build a faster excavator.
Look man, Shack Tool was enough in 1993, or when was this game released? It has to be enough in 2024.
I guess. We'll see if MM2 also gets this blue suit. And he does. Really nice.
Wow.
From both runners.
Also finding the miner he actually wants to find, super missiles.
Yep, finds a super pack he can actually pick up. Unlike the one all the way to the right of Criteria.
Oh, blue hopper room. Let's see. Of course he gets past with no hits there. Blue hoppers are very deadly. With gravity suit you take half damage, so I think it's 80 damage only, but you'd still rather not get bullied by those things.
See one major here all the way to the right in the Firefly E-Tank room. And a portal to Brinstar, which is, I would imagine, where Osse goes after getting that major, if he's taking the trip all the way. Looks like MM2 also choosing to go to Turian first.
So same routes once again for these players.
Yeah, we'll have to see exactly what or how far behind MM2 is. Definitely caught up a little bit with more efficient routing through Meridia, getting to that map earlier instead of going on a bit of an adventure that Osse did. Finds another super pack, by the way. That's nice.
That is excellent for Osse.
Yeah, we could see another chargeless seed, potentially.
That's gonna depend on whether or not they find Dragon and how the other super missiles are gonna line up for them.
Yeah, not guaranteed yet. We still have a lot of race left.
So we are still missing information on where Dragon is, and we have not seen Mother Brain yet either. But we had 3 bosses back at Criteria, and that's where we left Ridley. So we have to go back for it eventually.
Also gets the X-ray as the major here. Not really what you're hoping for. MM2 takes the shortcut back the way he needs to go. Once again, the health is looking a little bit sketchy. And we are entering a heated room after the high jump, so we might... That's actually going to be kind of awkward.
Yeah, this is problematic. It's possible he can do a crystal flash here if he can get another super missile, but even getting that extra super is going to be difficult here.
Yeah, once again, we're in the same problem we were during the MM2's Dragon fight last time, where he can't actually get super drops at the moment because his health is too low.
Yeah, those cacti next to this room, they have a 100% drop rate for supers as long as you are not this low on health.
Yeah, so MM2 gonna need to farm this this guy a few times. Gonna turn off the ice beam to make things a little bit better. But this is gonna cost him quite a bit of time. It was actually it caught up about 2 minutes, was 4 minutes entering Meridia behind Osse, as I mentioned earlier, but it's actually, I think, 2 minutes slower getting back to this high jump room from where I saw Osse, but now MM2 is gonna be giving away a lot of that time back. Especially if this Sova keeps dropping small health.
Yeah, small healths, despite being buffed to 10 HP, still are not gonna be enough to negate the heat damage when you peek into that heated room.
I mean, the good news is, because it's 10 and not 5, MM2 isn't just losing health on this farm, which he would be otherwise. Unfortunately, farming those cacs was not the answer.
This is really unfortunate. But he should be out of here soon if he just gets a big health drop here. There we go.
Still not out of health bomb, but this is definitely a step in the right direction. The Sovas are usually good at dropping big health. This one's just been mean to MM2. There's another one. So now we can try to get one of these power bombs, or one of these supers, potentially.
Wants a bit more health, and I can't blame him.
It's
Also,
actually out of health bomb range now, so not guaranteed to get a health drop.
Also, is making headway into Brinstar. Has not found anything significant so far.
That E-tank is nice. Because MM2 actually gets the super drop from the Sova, so after being mean to him for so long, finally giving MM2 a break.
Oh, that's interesting. MM2 has, despite using a Samus sprite, using the MM2 CF as a... Or the MM2 sprite as a CF. MM2 finally out of that hellhole. Looking good now, but needs to make up some significant time to catch up to Osse.
Yeah, all that time was just given back as Osse is now pulling further ahead. Here in Brinstar. We haven't seen the map. I don't remember what direction the map was. I was too busy focusing on the shambles that MM2 was going through. Gets the Varia suit though. That's really nice. Good news is MM2 is headed that direction, but
yeah, that is great for Osse, but really bad for MM2. Without the Varia, there is a... Well, it's not a high possibility, but...
The map's all the way to the right. That's so weird. I see why Osse's having so many issues getting through this area. That's really awkward.
Yeah, it's one of these maps again.
Yeah, the map's all the way to the right, and then all the right doors initially dead end, so... Osse gonna have to wrap all the way back around. Just so awkward. I may have checked the other rooms in this area. The one on the side of Pre-Crate and the one down door and attic. I may have checked those. But Osse gonna leave them behind, so hopefully nothing important there.
Well, he did get the save, so he can reset back there.
That's true. That actually makes things pretty nice. You find a major here on the way to the map. Or most likely on the way to the map, I guess.
That's not what he wants to see, unfortunately, but... Bombs are completely useless at this point. He should find them. Oh, that's what he wants to say.
Yep, and that's go mode for Osse. It's not the fastest Ridley and Mother Brain fight, but definitely doable. Yeah, Brinstar having the goods, Varia and Charge Beam, just what you want to find.
Luckily, MM2 is also going this way, so he should pick them up as well. And there is Dragon too.
Dragon. So probably see Osse fight this right now, and then head back down to Criteria for Ridley. Then I believe Mother Brain has to be in Wreck Ship. It's the only area we haven't seen yet. Right? Or no, there's also Norfair down that direction.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's in one of those two.
And Norfair as well as chat points, yes.
Right, but both are in the same general area over on the left side of Meridia.
Yes. So I do agree that he is gonna go for Ridley and then pick between those two. So we are looking at a fried shrimp here, I believe.
Yep. Thought Osse might opt to open the fight with a Spark, but just gonna fully commit to this grapple kill. Gets the nice quick grapple.
Meanwhile, MM2 is getting the same troll treatment that Osse did with this map station. It's a dead end here. First try great glitch for Osse, that's always nice.
Yeah, we really are seeing why Osse is so highly regarded, why he's one of the favorites of the tournament for a lot of people. You know, both seeds we've seen had really awkward early games, honestly, and Osse, even with a couple deaths in this game too, was able to figure out the early game so fast and has now built up a really commanding lead here, potentially to win the series if he can close it out, but still has to get back to Ridley and still has to find Mother Brain.
MM2 has, in my opinion, played really well these seeds. It's also just extremely rough opponent.
Yeah, Osse even ended up struggling in a couple of the qualifiers. Had some middle of the road finishes and ended up being a little bit underseeded for a lot of people, I would say. So ends up being a really scary match for really any stage of the tournament, but especially this early.
Osse was seed 6, I believe. Let's check.
That sounds right. Or somewhere around that area, at least. And maybe it's kind of crazy. It's a testament to Osse's skill level that, you know, he's the 6th seed and we're still calling that potentially an underseed.
Yeah, it looks like Osse was the 5th seed. But I do agree that a lot of people expected him to place in the top 3.
So to answer chat asking about what we're talking about with talking about Osse being underseeded, the qualifiers were essentially just 8, I believe, races with several participants. I think the highest was like 30 in some of the earlier ones, where you were scored based on your finish compared to... You're scored specifically based on your finish compared to the top 5 finishers. So it's the average of the top 5 was taken, and then you score better or worse based on your score compared to that average. And so we actually saw one runner, Nevdi, who's our 1 seed, get reach the cap of that score. The score was actually capped, and Nevdi hit that cap for 2 races, so was actually able to get the max qualifier score possible. But essentially that's what we mean by overseeded and underseeded. It was just because Osse actually had a couple struggles in some of the qualifiers that he did. He hit a lower score than you may have expected from a runner of his caliber, and so what a lot of people thought could have been the 1 seed ended up flipping all the way down to 5. But again, as we're saying, you know, the fact that Osse is so good that the 5 seed is considered underseeded is pretty impressive.
Absolutely, and the seeds don't really matter anymore at this point since we are past the first round. It was mostly relevant for the first round because you got placed. If you placed first, you played the 32nd player, so you essentially got an easier first matchup. But now all of the matchups are very tough, so that's pretty much in the past now.
I mean, there's so many really good runners. MM2 was I believe a mid-20s seed and got that round 1 upset against Dang. So even though we're spending so much time focusing on Osse having a really strong performance in this best of 3, MM2 is still very good and will be a scary opponent in the lower bracket.
Yes, MM2 is not going anywhere if Osse takes this game. He still has a chance to win the entire tournament from the lower bracket.
Meanwhile, Osse has made his way back to the Ridley fight. Charge Ice Spazer is not the best beam combo for this. I believe it's 150 damage? 180? I don't remember which. 180.
Various suit, you're not in a hurry to defeat Ridley.
Yeah, various suits and 7+1. Plenty of energy. for the fight. It is a 100-shot fight, according to chat, if you only use charge shots, but Osse also has plenty of ammo to supplement the fight.
And is looking to execute Ridley with these super missiles.
And
there we go.
Nicely done.
MM2 meanwhile has found their warrior suit, has taken out Dragon, and is probably also coming for that Ridley.
Osse actually finds a super back behind Ridley. That's pretty nice.
That's great.
Also kind of funny that Ridley's behind these two really long hallways. But it's definitely a a cinematic Ridley fight. A lot of build-up.
Yeah. Looks like Ridley's budget is quite low since he had to put those slimes to guard his throne. Also using the refill to get all of his ammo back, does not have to farm.
That's a really nice missile refill. Found that really early actually with the gravity jump. And unfortunately wasn't the answer, but now given the situation, having to come back for Ridley and use most of his ammo on the fight ends up being really nice when routing back to where Mother Brain is, which is one of two areas over here on the left side of Meridia. It's either left towards Wreck Ship or down in Norfair, the Mother Brain fight is.
Yes, and when you are trying to go as fast as possible, it's important to keep in mind that when you use all of your ammunition, you need to think where you are gonna refill the ammunition. So keeping in mind where the ship is, how you are routing back and forth between your ship and keeping eye on the refill stations, it's gonna be extremely important at this level.
We actually see more long hallways getting back to, or getting to these two areas. Also gonna have to go all the way through this room, the pantry I believe it's called. If you wanted to head to Wrecked Ship, you would have had to go through Frog Speedway and then a gauntlet room, it looked like.
MM2 actually heading to the Wrecked Ship, sees one major but nothing else.
Well, it's good news for Osse, who's headed to the other area. We'll be finding that Mother Brain.
That's Plasma Beam for MM2.
That is also very good, but again, MM2 needs to get back to that Ridley fight. Osse, meanwhile, headed towards the Norfair map, down through the Key Hunter stairs.
Yes, with Norfair being the largest area, I think you just want to go for the map instead of randomly trying to find Mother Brain blindly.
Yeah, Norfair, as you mentioned earlier, is a pretty big area, so running around blindly is usually not going to yield results, at least not quickly.
Where is MM2 headed?
Well, never mind. We do find our Mother Brain fight.
Okay, it's that easy when you are good at the game.
Yeah, I mean, Osse did find a room that is pretty common to find Mother Brain in this business center. It usually isn't through the top elevator. It's usually somewhere in the down in Business Center main, because there's so many left doors, so it's pretty easy for there to be a Mother Brain and then a path back. So, go ahead.
MM2 is doing some really curious routing. He needs to go back for the Ridley, but he's heading to Norfair as well.
Yeah, I think unfortunately MM2 just did miss that Ridley was in criteria.
That is possible, yes. Also, meanwhile, almost done with the Mother Brain fight already.
Yeah, the super missiles that Osse had did a lot of damage, so doesn't need too many charge shots to finish off the fight. With that high jump, is easily able to dodge these catch-ups.
There we go. And all there is left is the escape. The escape is quite long, once again.
It's not too bad. I say actually it's a pretty long timer.
And Osse does not have the map, so let's see if he goes for the map before. Yes, he wants to know where he is going.
Yeah, getting back from Mother Brain is actually kind of awkward. I mentioned the business center, but actually the business center elevator didn't lead to the business center room. It led to the Lower Norfair elevator, which is how we have to get back up. But after that, it's fairly straightforward. Osse has the path back out of Norfair. He just follows his trail. So we see another classic MM2 desperately flicking through the maps, trying to find Ridley.
And he missed it going over criteria.
Did miss it.
This is something that can happen since there is a lot of information to process during these games. There it is.
The good news for MM2 is, it kind of feels bad to call this good news, but MM2 was already pretty behind, so forgetting the Ridley won't be what decided the race. Still, definitely does not feel good.
Yeah, the way back is quite long, especially since you are right next to Mother Brain at this moment.
Yeah, as Osse is finishing up this escape, just needs to go back across Meridia and then all the way down Criteria. Y'all can be sure to give our runners a follow. They're both very good, as it turns out, at the video game. MM2 also in another tournament at the moment, in the Dash Mystery Tournament that's been going on. And is currently undefeated in that, so if there are any questions about MM2's skill as a rando player, I can assure you he is very good.
Yeah, like we were discussing earlier, MM2 is amazing at this game, but also is just a beast of an opponent.
Kind of surprised that the timer was this long. It really wasn't that bad of an escape.
Yeah, it is quite interesting. You rarely see this much time left over. GG's to Osse.
Either way, Osse gonna finish in first place with an official time of 59:32. MM2, once again, a full boss and change behind. It's gonna take the forfeit. That is going to be the series going in favor of Osse, 2-0. And we'll be moving on to face Oats and Goats in the winners bracket quarterfinals. MM2, of course, is still alive in the tournament in the lower bracket. See if he joins us for an interview, as we are joined by the victorious Osse 101. GG's, how you feeling?
Hey, GG's. I'm feeling pretty good about those races. Seemed like there was room to play better than I did, but overall it's really nice.
We're joined by MM2 as well. GG's.
GG's.
GG.
I guess just if I can get y'all's initial reactions to those two seeds.
Very neutral face. I don't know.
I was
I don't know. I
mostly
don't
debating ammo versus charge in both seeds. I feel like.
Yeah, you were able to get the ammo kill in seed 1 with all the missiles you were able to pick up.
Mm-hmm.
I think you ended with 90 in that seed.
Yeah, I collected most of the majors, and it's like I went to one area. It had a mix of, it had a couple of majors. I got them; they were worthless. So that's when I did a bit of a split transition to ammo and majors. I was kind of picking up everything, and also not going right to the bosses. But it was still a fast seed because of their fast start.
Yeah. In both seeds, I think I just shambled the start to an extent that was kind of unrecoverable, but also Osse's better than me, so I was expecting to lose, and I haven't been putting that much time into map rando lately, so I was also expecting to lose on that account. So, yeah.
That's another thing I wanted to ask about, actually, the start of Seed 2, because there were a lot of shambles going on both sides, really. A few deaths, a few resets, a lot of dead ends. I guess what were y'all's thoughts going through that?
I can't believe I forgot about the missile and moat. If I had, I think I actually saved 5 minutes. I don't win the race off of it, but I think I saved 5 minutes.
Yeah, probably. Like I took that death behind or at the pink door, and there's no saves up there, so you have to restart and pick up everything again. So having that missile would prevent that. So I guess we had a similar early game then.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I also had the high jump E-tag incident. That was fun.
Yeah, so in game 2, I was mostly concerned about my early game because going to Torian and then finding Dragon was kind of like the best route you could get.
Yeah.
Plus running right into Mother Brain at the end. So like I felt like I was still in a strong position when that happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did after early game, and I did like Meridia into Turian and found Dragon. Then I didn't go back for Ridley because I forgot that Ridley was in Criteria. So I had to do Norfair and then leave Norfair and go back to Criteria and then go back to Norfair, and at that point you were already done.
Yeah. I didn't actually see Ridley when I was leaving Criteria, but I did an extra just in case map check, and I spotted him on the way out. So then I knew to go back.
He was in a weird location, all the way across a bunch of long hallways, away from everything else in Criteria, pretty much.
Yeah, like I was kind of thinking of the bottom left of Criteria as being done when the landing site entrances were dead ends. But then Ridley was like over in that area too.
So looking into the future, do you two know who you will be facing next?
I'm playing Oopla because I just checked
should
that.
have. I think I have Oats and Goats.
Yeah, you have Oats.
Should be a fun match. I think a lot of people are excited to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Any thoughts on those upcoming series?
Yeah, Oats does lots of the pickup races, so we have been racing a bunch in there. So if you compare our race time points, I think that'll just tell you the outcome.
Oh man, a little bit
I like that confidence, but
got him.
A little bit of banter going on.
I think that just goes for every match in the tournament.
Yeah, MM2, you're no stranger to going on long lower bracket runs in SGL. Is this going to be another MM2 classic?
Yeah, I'm gonna get owned in the worst way possible at the very end of it, and then not get to play you.
Well, I have good news. No matter what happens, you're not getting to play me.
True. Yeah, I won't lie. I forgot that you were already out. This is what happens when I go on vacation for a week and leave Osse to take care of everything.
Yep. Meanwhile, get my revenge on MM2 for last SGL.
Yep. Yeah, it's okay. I get to get my revenge on Nefty and Mystery later this week. Wait, no, yeah, that will be revenge because he beat me in SGLIVE last year. But yeah. Anyways, good luck versus Oates and in the rest of the tournament. And yeah, thanks for adminning this with me. And thanks for comms, Derp, and NZT. And thanks for tracking. Square Waver, I believe it was. And yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, so same. Thanks for the crew that showed up. So Luna, NZT, and Derp. And I guess you can tune into the upcoming match that's on, I think it's Speedgaming 4. So Fat Scott and Timon. We got time to switch over to that. So enjoy.
Yes, that's it for us. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah. And of course, special thanks to our two trackers, Hockey in Game 1 and Square Wave in Game 2. But that's all I've got. That's all we've got here. So we will see you next mission.